Guys, I think it's about time we started a video series. Now, welcome to this video everyone. As I've said, this is going to be a new series. This is going to be the A to Z of tarantulas. So once a week I'm going to be putting out a video that is going to be based on the alphabet, obviously from A to Z, and each letter is going to represent a tarantula. So this week's video, which is going to be the first one in the series, that is A, we're going to focus on the Acanthoscurria geniculata. A, Acanthoscurria. It works. Now, the problem with this is there isn't a tarantula for every single letter of the alphabet. So I just want to get this out of the way first before anyone says, oh, that doesn't begin with that letter or that doesn't begin with that letter. It can be the first or second name in the genus and species, or I may have to resort to the type. So for example, the P. marinus usambara for U, for example, because I can't think of one off the top of my head that has a U in the name. So hopefully this series will be fairly well perceived. I'm going to be giving some information on the spiders as well as showing you the spiders, doing some feeding and maintenance with the spiders, all that sort of thing. So hopefully you'll stick with me guys and this will be a good series. So before we get into the video guys, we've got some news. One bit of good news, one bit of bad news. In front of me you'll see the enclosure for the Theraphosa stirmi from the last video. This is the good news. After I filmed that video, that night she molted. She is now bigger, back to her normal colour with all her hairs on her abdomen, and she looks stunning. So I'm just going to lift this off gently. Can't really see her. It's not long after she's molted, so I'm not going to disturb her. I will do an update video on her, but she's big, she's fluffy, she's awesome, and I think she's enjoying this enclosure as well. And now guys, for the bad news. People who've been following me for a while will remember the cold snap that I had. After that cold snap, everyone kept asking me, how's the T blondi? How's the T blondi doing? Well, she tried to molt. She didn't make it guys. I was gutted when I found her. I found her the day after I filmed the video of the stirmi. And I've got her here. I'm going to show you guys, but be warned, it's a little bit gruesome. I believe she may have been having what's known as a wet molt, but she wasn't strong enough to get through it. So if I just take the lid off, she managed to break out of her carapace and start to lift herself up. Now she was molting upright like this. This is how I found her, and unfortunately she hasn't made it. There are springtails in there which have started to do their work on her. I'm sorry about the brightness on this, but I wanted you guys to see. So unfortunately guys, T blondi didn't make it. I was so gutted when I found her. Even Amy cried. We were trying to force her into a molt and she just wasn't strong enough to pull through it. However, in light of this and the silver lining, we do have another T blondi in the collection. It is only a growing on sling at the moment, but hopefully one day, I'm hoping it ends up being female and it gets to this size and it does well. But yeah, I'm really gutted about this girl. Unfortunately, it couldn't be any better. It couldn't be good news and good news. So let's carry on with the video. So as for the first tarantula in our series, the Acanthoscurria geniculata, what we're going to do with this one, I believe it's female, but I've never had a molt that's really good enough to sex. I've had a look at them and they look like they may be female. Not sure, not 100%. So what we're going to do is we're going to get her out into a catch cup and keep her on the side here. We're going to redesign her enclosure, make it a little bit better for her, and we'll get her back in and you can have a nice look, we'll give her a feed, all that sort of thing. So let me bring you guys over here and we'll get started. So here she is guys. As you can see, her enclosure is pretty basic. It's gone a bit dry in there. I shouldn't have let it dry out quite this much, but she's okay, and we're going to do a whole new enclosure setup. So first thing we're going to do is try and get her out, hopefully without her bolting, because she is, as you can tell, very skittish. So there she is. Let's try and put a catch cup over her. There we go, and she's in. I just touched the legs there and she was in like a shot. Now what we've got to try and do is get her up the cup, which is probably going to be the most difficult bit because she's not a climber and she does flick hairs. Okay guys, what I've done, I've put that cup inside another cup. I don't know if you can really see that, it's wedged in there. just so she can't escape. I'm just going to put her to one side. So what we're going to do, guys, we're going to redesign this enclosure. She likes to bury her hide. We'll remove the water dish. We'll get some fresh soil in here, because what we want to do is we want to try and increase the humidity slightly. Okay guys, so fresh soil is in the enclosure. Just going to give it a bit more of a spray down. And while I'm doing this, I'm just going to give some information about the spider, because I want this to be a little bit of an educational type series as well. So these guys, the Acanthoscurria geniculatas, are a New World tarantula, meaning they come from the Americas. We're just going to put that little plant in there just to, in case she wants to web up, and it makes it look pretty. So they are from South America. They're found in Brazil, usually around the Amazon basin, which is situated in northern Brazil. They are more commonly known with their common name as the Brazilian giant white knee, and they are known to grow up to about 8.5 inches, which is fairly good size. They're fast growers. They are known for being fast growers, and they are also very, very good eaters. Anyone who's got one will tell you that they do eat like machines. Now, these are a terrestrial species, so not too much substrate is necessarily needed, but they still do like to burrow slightly, which is why I leave the hide above the ground, because it makes her think that the ground's a bit higher if she goes in there, which is awesome. I wouldn't recommend one of these for a beginner. However, after you've had a few spiders, I'd say everyone should have one in their collection. They are really, really cool. So these guys also need quite a high humidity, around 70%, and the temperatures that can range from at night about 21 degrees up to about 28 in the day. So fairly robust as well, these guys. So let's get her back in. I'll get you some close-ups and we'll see if we can give her a feed. Let's get a little brush. She may well bolt. Oh, she's throwing up a threat pose. There you go, darling. There you go, you're backing up. There's a good girl. Oh, okay. She's trying to attack the brush. Oh, she's attacking the brush. And she's out. And let's see if we can give her something to eat. Like I said, guys, these are good eaters. So, 3, 2, 1. Wrong way, red. Oh, you've gone in the hide. Of course you have. Go that way. Go the other way, red runner. Okay, here we go. Oh yes, jumped around and got that, no problem. See those massive hairs on the abdomen there? Those are used in defence to flick. Being the New World, she has urticating hairs, which really itch if they get on you. Those black and white striped legs. She looks awesome. As you can see, that little bald patch there, that's where she was kicking hairs when we were getting her into the cup. So there we go, guys. We'll leave her now to finish her meal and enjoy her new enclosure setup. So guys, there we have it, the first in our series that covers the letter A. That is the Acanthoscurria geniculata, the Brazilian giant white knee. So guys, I hope you liked this video. Please let me know in the comments if you think there's anything that can be improved on, if there's anything you didn't like, if there are any suggestions that you want to see. Let me know down in the comments below, because this is a completely new thing for me. I want to do this series and I'm hoping it gets some good feedback, obviously, but any feedback is welcome. So if you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up, click that subscribe button for more videos like this, and don't forget to click that little notification bell, because that lets you know when I've uploaded a new video. And that's where we'll leave this video. So once again, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.